Hey there, everybody, it's DukkhaChan, and today is National Record Store Day. But since I have to be a responsible adult and I have bills to pay and whatnot, I can't really afford to do it this year. So I thought I'd just share the ones that I already have. And since it's been a while, I've actually collected quite a few. Like, I have 3 crates here. So I thought that would be fun, and since it's the theme of the day, I thought it was appropriate. So without further ado, let's get started! Studio Ghibli Kokyo Kyokushu. Key tracks from Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, The Cat Returns, and My Neighbors the Yamadas. Soundtrack for Abzu, a game developed by Giant Squid Studios and is an IM 8-bit exclusive. Music by Austin Wintory. This is another IM 8-bit exclusive. It's the collector's edition soundtrack for the A24 film Swiss Army Man. The music is by Andy Hull and Robert McDowell and includes vocals from leads Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. And it also comes with a cute little paper doll diorama set. Next up is the soundtrack for the incredibly successful indie game Undertale, and it comes on 2 pretty blue and red 180-gram vinyl LPs, and the music is by Toby Fox. Next is the soundtrack for the rage-inducing game Cuphead. I loved the 1930s era big band jazz music in the game, so I just had to have it. And it consists of 4 LPs, which is pretty big, and it has about 3 hours of music total. Music and lyrics by Christopher Madigan. Next up is the soundtrack for Hyper Light Drifter, which is an amazing game by Heart Machine. This one's pretty big too. It comes in a hard case with a pretty tri-fold outer wrap with art by the developer and has a cool metallic shine. This one comes on 4 colored LPs, which are pink, blue, green, and purple. Music is by Disaster Piece. Next up are all the albums that I got from my Vinyl Me Please subscription. So City Music by Kevin Morby, the self-titled album by Betty Davis, Ready to Die by the Notorious B.I.G., Boxer by The National, Title by Fiona Apple, and Aromanticism by Moses Sumney. And here are some more soundtracks. I've got Tron Legacy by Daft Punk, Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, and A24 Studios' film A Ghost Story. Django is on a blood splatter LP, and A Ghost Story is on a cool white LP. Here are some of my indie, electronic, alternative lady artists. I have Kalala's Take Me Apart, Florence and the Machine Lungs, Billie Eilish Don't Smile at Me, and Halsey's Hopeless Fountain Kingdom. Halsey's is on a pretty blue Ripple LP, Billy's is a matte red LP, and Kalala's is a translucent silver LP. Next are last year's Record Store Day purchases. First is Disintegration by The Cure, then Heartworms by The Shins, Hatful of Hollow by The Smiths, and Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. Here are some electro-pop art rock babes. First is Nothing's Real by English singer Shura. Next is Utopia by Icelandic avant-garde artist Björk. Then it's London artist Tusk's debut album Dissolve. And lastly is Mass Seduction by the lovely St. Vincent. Tusk's album is on a white LP, while St. Vincent's is on an appropriate bubblegum pink LP. Here are some sad ladies singing sad love songs. First is Skeeter Davis sings The End of the World, Because I Love Girl Interrupted. Next is the iconic Leslie Gore with her albums I'll Cry If I Want To, and Leslie Gore sings of Mixed Up Hearts, and You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by the legendary Dusty Springfield. This is what I call my Wes Anderson playlist. First is Joe Dasson's album featuring Le Champs-Élysées from Darjeeling Limited. Second is the Faces album featuring Ooh La La from Rushmore. And lastly is the Kinks album that features This Time Tomorrow, Strangers, and Power Man, which is also from Darjeeling Limited. Here are all of my albums from the post-punk goth rock band Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, which is one of my all-time favorites. First is his recent compilation album of their greatest hits, Lovely Creatures. Second is their first album ever released, From Her to Eternity. Next is Murder Ballads, where each song is a story about crimes of passion. And lastly is the very personal, sad album, Skeleton Trees. Next are my hip-hop funk rap albums. First is Camp and Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino. And lastly are the fucking amazing albums by Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly. Side note, I just want to say that Kendrick Lamar winning the Pulitzer Prize for his album Damn is great fucking news and totally well deserved. But I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly definitely didn't get the praise that it deserved, but better late than never, I guess. Next are some classic rock albums. First is the Down on Their Luck Blue Collar New Jersey concept album that Springsteen is known for, Nebraska. Next is an album that is considered one of the most influential albums in music history. It's the progressive rock album Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. And lastly is a folk rock album consisting mostly of popular singles, So Far by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Next is the third studio album by New York indie rock band Vampire Weekend, Modern Vampires of the City. Then it's the debut indie dream pop studio album of South African-born Australian songwriter Troye Sivan, Blue Neighborhood. And for the first time ever on a pretty translucent orange vinyl is the electronic psychedelic pop album Never Odd or Even by I Monster. Here is the debut album of American pop singer Nancy Sinatra, Boots, with the iconic hit These Boots Are Made for Walkin', and her second album, How Does That Grab You, that features the hit Bang Bang My Baby Shot Me Down. And lastly is the album Where Am I Going by Dusty Springfield that has one of my favorite songs on it, If You Go Away, No Me Quitte Pas. And finally, these are some random albums that didn't really fit in with any of the other categories, so I'll just put them in a hodgepodge here at the end. First is the debut album of J electro pop singer Kyary Pamyu Pamyu Revolution, with the hit single Pom Pom Pom. I'm sure if you've ever been on the internet, you've seen screen caps or the video itself. She's known for crazy cute shit. Next is her third studio album, Pika Pika Phantagene, which is a picture disc, and I really enjoy seeing her cute little face spin when I listen to it. Next is the debut studio album of New York electronic rock duo Phantogram, and next is the greatest hits album for country singer Hank Williams. Oh wait, god damn it, this should have gone in with the Wes Anderson pile. Shit, well, his songs were featured in Moonrise Kingdom. Fuck me. Lastly is the metalcore post-hard rock album Sempiternal by British rock band Bring Me the Horizon. Ollie Sykes is kind of too cool, and I love his clothing brand Drop Dead. Alright everybody, that's gonna be it for me. I hope that was fun to watch. And leave it down in the comments if you collect vinyl or if you don't. If you think it's silly, you can say that too. If you want to give any recommendations, that's always welcome. But I always say, like, when people say, why do you even buy vinyl? It seems to be making a resurgence. It's just because, well, like, number one, I really love music. And then number two, it's just like you get artwork with it. Like, this is beautiful. Look at the back. And then just like on the inside, it's just a fun little thing to have. It's just like everybody has a hobby. This is what I choose. Whatever you spend your money on is totally up to you. But I hope that was fun. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.